Oh shit! What up, everybody?
Hey.
Welcome to Nerd Shit Live, Week 12. I'm your host, pnapz. With me, as always, is my co-host, Gercondez.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah, we're still remote this week. However, we got some good shit planned for this week. As always, just some house cleaning stuff beforehand. If you like any of the stuff you see here, you can subscribe to our channel, or you can head over to our website, nerdshit.net, which looks like a half-eaten hen house right now, but we're getting there. And then obviously you can follow us on all of our socials. Ger, I believe, is Instagram at Gercondez. Pretty simple enough. Me, I prefer Twitch, twitch.tv/pnapz, or Instagram pnapz. Yeah, and then
a gamer.
Oh no, wait, they're this side. Or where are they? I don't know. I can't see them. Either way, though, Joe, broadcast engineer, you can find him on Instagram at Joe Enright. He also just had some music come out this past week. He played drums on some tunes. I believe one is for JC Soon, and the other one is for Nameling. So definitely check those out over on Spotify. And then underneath me, I believe, in the OBS window is Nick Capistro, and you can find him on Instagram at Nick McFly. He does all our graphics, and he could do yours too. So come on down to Autoland. All right, anyway.
Now we're going to get flagged.
What'd you say?
Now we're going to get flagged.
Yeah, those mother can try and flag us if they want.
Him and Ray Katina and Lester Glenn.
I forgot I had that on this audio interface until just this second.
What's that?
So nobody cuss, okay?
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
No, fine. We're getting flagged. It's supposed to be shut up, you. All right. It's a dead joke. Anyway,
charm, though.
How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
It was good.
It was good, yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, okay.
Small.
Some R&R. It was good.
Cooked a duck.
You cooked a duck?
Oh, I mean, I helped.
Oh, well, how did you help?
I cut it up. I drizzled the juices on it. I handled it, moving it, flipping it upside down in the oven.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They did this
you
all
did the heavy lifting.
Live too.
Yeah. We did not cut the head off.
Well, yeah, it's actually, just like cooking a lobster. You have to keep it alive.
In my house, the man who graciously made our Thanksgiving meal, he wanted to traditionally cook his turkey. I wanted to put it in a fryer. So we compromised. I got to fry a turkey on New Year's Eve now. So look forward to that video.
And there's like a blizzard that like happens on New Year's Eve. It's just like, no, you got to do it outside, Pat. You got to do it outside. It's just like, fuck. Oh, no.
All right. Well, now with that's out of the way, we got some news. We got some big news, actually, this week. I'm very surprised. The one thing I did want to talk about this before we actually get started on the stuff we have written is because it just broke this morning. Did anybody hear anything about Monster Hunter and how it's doing in China right now?
No.
Nope.
No. Yeah, no.
Monster Hunter is being pulled from theaters in China because it has a scene in it that specifically insults the Chinese heritage. I don't know exactly what that is. However, I think Monster Hunter, it had something like 20-something% of the box office in China this weekend. However, now it's charting at like below a percentage because of what it's had.
Oh,
so
gosh.
Nice.
Apparently they're changing that though for the new, and they're going to put out a new version in theaters, which experts don't think that's going to help. However, that's the version I want to see now. If I'm going to watch any version, what were the Chinese so afraid of?
Right.
Right? I mean, like, they'll just have to edit, I guess, only for, like, the Asian audience. They gotta, like, what's the point of, like, them hiding it from us? I don't know,
Well,
so.
I feel like normally they do in the first place. Like, you would have that anyway. But, like, what was so horrible that the Chinese were even like, we can't let anyone see this?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, like,
Paul W.S. Anderson do, Ger? What did he do?
Yeah, I want to know as well. But like, the thing is, I feel like only the Asian audiences was probably like get that hint or something, being offended of. But for us, we might not even like notice it, even if they kept it in. So like, I don't know. I would like to watch that cut. The director's cut now at this point.
Specifically the moment and why. I'm going to try and look for that. However, I know that people of China don't exactly have access to the internet like we do. All right. So I guess it's the official news now. The news that we wrote down. Doesn't matter. Either way. So interesting this week. It was announced, I think 2 weeks ago or a week ago, that The Last of Us series at HBO was getting a season 1 order, which is something I think that we are all very excited about.
Oh, shit. It's going to be a big deal. Yep.
Neil Druckmann himself, not only did he get promoted to co-president of Naughty Dog Studios after the reception and performance of The Last of Us 2.
He got promoted after that?
What'd you say, Joe?
He got promoted after that?
Yeah, he was only creative director before that.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Again, because I loved it, but most people didn't. So
he's still gonna direct games though.
Yeah,
and they said after the way The Last of Us performed that their games will always be single player, story driven, linear gameplay, which is awesome because I don't know about you guys, but that's my favorite type of game. So I will always be buying Naughty Dog games, it seems.
Well, yeah, you got to have that balance, right? Where we're like, we have so many multiplayers already available to us. There needs to be still like that standard of like great single player games.
I just feel like, I don't know. I just kind of feel like in that respect, like, dude, 3 RPGs came out from the same developer in 1 month. And
true.
Those we're covering today. But either way, my point in talking about this is that it gets a series order, and its season premiere is actually set to run same day and date time slot as the last season of The Walking Dead.
Whoops.
Now,
I mean, it's pretty intentional.
It
sounds like
we all know The Walking Dead is past due at this point. Like, and it's not. I don't think it's rude to say, or even like it's an open secret. Like everybody knows The Walking Dead so far past its expiration date that like there's no reason to even keep going. So they're ending it finally, gracefully. But the interesting part here is that the producers on The Walking Dead were asked, do they think that's going to be an issue? And they actually responded with no, which I believe them in the aspect of people who already don't watch The Walking Dead aren't going to catch up on all The Walking Dead and come back and watch their show. So I don't think they're going to be losing anything, but they're definitely not gaining anything. Whereas I am 100% going to watch The Last of Us when it debuts. Yeah, whether that be on HBO Max or on HBO whatever live or just regular HBO. I forgot TV.
I don't know. I can't keep up anymore.
Yeah,
I'm still on HBO now, so.
I was wondering, do you guys have any dream casting for Last of Us TV show?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
If this was 2013, I'd have a very good joke.
I was thinking Carl Urban for Joel.
That's actually great.
Okay.
That is great. He's awesome as Bill Butcher on The Boys.
There you go. Andy Serkis as the Rat King, for sure. He could definitely pull that off.
Good. That's good. Trying to think. Who else?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm like unprepared for that. That's like
Here's
quite
the thing.
John Stamos?
Anything. Anybody.
Anything.
I don't actually. I could kind of see Tina Fey play Tess. She looks like Tess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Doesn't she look like Tess?
Yeah.
But the only trouble is like you're gonna be expecting some like comedy, right? Of just like that comes out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, dude. I already saw when this announcement came down the pipe. Somebody already put that they wanted Lena Dunham to play Abby.
No.
No.
Obviously not.
They need like an actual professional athlete to play her.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. A good like switch for somebody.
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. No, like spot on.
That's perfect. Actually,
Ronda Rousey actually she had that braid for a really long time that Abby has. So
well, she was in she was in that comedy too with wasn't she in that? Am I thinking of the right movie with Bill Hader?
Oh, I don't know.
I think she did some acting though. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, probably, dude. I mean, she's in the WWE now, so she's definitely doing some acting.
That's a good.
Damn!
Woo!
Fuck! Oh, shit! That's right. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I'm definitely gonna watch this show. I'm not gonna catch up on I could give a shit. I gave up on The Walking Dead, and not that I want to sit here and talk about The Walking Dead, but that show is that they could have ended that show 5 years ago.
Well, also, it's still like, even though The Last of Us, people might think it's like another zombie thing, but it's like technically not. It's not. It's
so much more, but like on the surface level, it still is. It's like a viral pandemic causes a zombie apocalypse. You know what I mean?
But zombie in like quotes, though, air quotes, like just. But I feel like that it's still going to be super refreshing in terms of we've never had that type of story in like any series so far. And on a twist like that. So even like when you said The Walking Dead is like past due, I mean, still like the final season is like 2022. It's like, that's crazy. So we still got a lot more content to go through with The Walking Dead. And it's just like, yeah, people are just going to hop onto that Last of Us train.
They need another Dog Saints. That's the only one leaving that show.
Yeah.
Right behind Polar Express too.
Is Norman Reedus in Polar Express too?
Just saying.
I mean,
I just want to see it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Whoa.
My
It's
bad.
a great song.
OBS is doing its own thing.
Okay. So next up, Van Helsing reboot.
Ooh.
Interesting. I don't know what year they've actually said this was that they're actually going to do this. Let me see real quick.
No, they didn't mention a year.
They didn't specify a year. I didn't think so either, right?
Yeah. It's just like
but
yeah.
here's the thing. This article that we're pulling this from is from Slash Film, which, has some good stuff on there. Nothing about, but why are we pretending that it says the latest and new version of Van Helsing thankfully won't have anything to do with the terrible 2004 movie starring Hugh Jackman? Who the fuck does this person think they are?
Oh
Chris Evangelista, if that is your real name.
What kind of pseudonym is that?
Okay, the first Van Helsing is a classic in overacting. Okay.
Overacting. Yeah, that's damn straight.
Dracula's performance is what happens when you have your acting muscle dialed up to 11 at all times. Either way, though, listen. So obviously, I like the first one. But what's interesting about this is that James Wan is producing this, who he is very famous for Saw, the Saw series. He created that with Lee Winnell, who Lee Winnell directed The Invisible Man. He's also directing The Wolfman now, and I think this ties in with this actually.
Yeah, he has a pretty good track record too. Like, he's done.
Are you saying Van Helsing is in the same universe?
What'd you say, Nick?
Are you saying Van Helsing is going to be in the same universe as Invisible Man and everything?
I think Wolfman. Not Invisible Man per se.
Actually, I think you're both wrong. I think it's Furious 7. I think.
Oh yeah.
Because he did that too, right? So I think it's the same universe.
And then again, just to clarify, Benicio del Toro, Wolfman. Just making sure.
No.
We discussed this. It's a big part of my childhood.
No, not Benicio del Toro's Wolfman.
Shame.
But yeah.
What, you don't like squinty people?
James Wan. He's got a lot of good horror experience. He's got a lot of good action experience. However, he's not directing. Julius Avery is, who directed Overlord. Now, I know none of you guys here have seen Overlord, right?
No.
I haven't.
Watch Overlord. It is sick.
Yeah, I mean, like, so James Wan is producing it, but with Overlord, I have heard some like pretty awesome things about it, So
it's a great action horror film, and that's exactly what a Van Helsing movie needs to be, an action horror film.
But imagine the CGI, bro. The CGI in this new modern
It's probably gonna be a whole lot better.
technology. Ooh, it's gonna be nice.
As opposed to like werewolf transformations that look like claymation.
Yeah, it has a bit of charm, but I think we're now.
I hope in this version they don't try and like do the Transylvanian accents. You know what I mean? Like I could do without them, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's like Van Helsing's whole shtick, right? He has to hunt monsters, right?
But I don't remember him having like that Transylvanian accent. Kate Beckinsale did.
He's from Rome.
Yeah. They sent him or something, right?
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
But I mean, he still sounds like Hugh Jackman in that movie.
Yeah, but it's just like so funny to where like Kate Beckinsale had like that terrible Transylvanian accent, and I love her by the way, but it's just like, dang, it was so bad, and like also knowing that she came from like Oxford or something, or some like crazy smart college.
Oh, where like she should have had it down, huh?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Oh, you guys, hold on. I'm an idiot. What I wanted to say was that
nice.
James Wan got all this great experience. I said he made Saw with Lee Winnell, and Lee Winnell's directing. He directed The Invisible Man, is directing The Wolfman. I forgot to mention that Wolfman movie. Ryan Gosling is starring in it.
Then that's mad luxurious.
Sign us up.
I mean,
heck yeah.
Not like it's kind of a highbrow actor to be starring in a movie about the Wolfman.
He's branching out.
What'd you say?
He's branching out. Maybe this is what he needs.
Yeah.
What was he in recently, anyway?
He was in that movie, First Man. I think where he played Neil Armstrong.
Mm-hmm. No, Lance Armstrong. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I think before that was Blade Runner, right? Or no, that was still. Well, he did a musical too. Like that guy could do a lot of things.
Blade Runner was the shit as well. He was so good in that fucking movie.
He was, but people complain about how long the movie was, which is like,
well, yeah, that movie is
shame.
really long.
But it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it is. It's really long and there's not a lot of action, which I don't really mind because I was into the story they were telling. But for general audiences, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, though, good shit. Good shit. I'm excited for this. I'll watch 100 Van Helsing movies. Instead of them making a Van Helsing movie, though, what they should do is they should just make a sequel to the first one with Hugh Jackman, a 50-year-old Van Helsing.
Oh, shit.
We can't keep doing these generation type movies.
Yeah. Or like there's a younger Van Helsing played by like someone like really young and endearing, and then they could possibly like pass the franchise off to like someone like Ger. Like, could you imagine Ger running around with Hugh Jackman?
Oh, I can't imagine that.
They have little trench coats and little hats.
Oh, I love that. I would love that.
Okay. So, next up, actually really big news. And so it's funny that this happened because I think the last episode that we did, I actually said to you guys that the impact of Warner Brothers saying they are going to release Wonder Woman 1984 day and date in theaters as well as on HBO Max would, if that is successful, that would change the landscape of how films are distributed. Jesus. Well, what do you know? Turns out you don't even need to wait for a release. Warner Brothers announced this week that they are debuting every single brand new movie that has been either postponed because of COVID or was coming out in 2021 anyway onto their streaming service, HBO Max. Now, there's a couple reasons that I think that they did this, and I definitely want to get into them. But like, was anybody else like, what is going on? You know?
I mean, not really. I thought I was par for the course at this point, right?
Yeah. I mean, like even, yeah, I think it's like it's not a huge surprise at all at this point, right? Like if you told me like maybe like a month, 2 months ago, I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty big. But now it's just like you see all these studios and distributions like making these huge money moving moves, right? Of like, all right, well, all these movies that are on like the shelf right now that we need to release. It's just like we're just gonna put it on the VODs. Like, you know, this has got to be the thing. This is like the normal thing. And I feel bad for Chris Nolan and like the Tarantino there. You know, it's just like even though they want like the theaters to get going again, it's just like it's not gonna be a thing. Not for a while.
Obviously, this is so. My whole issue with them releasing films on VOD before going to theaters is not because of the whole theater, the theater chain or the theater industry. And I'm not trying to sound insensitive, but I mean, like, it's just way easier to be at home with your family and watch a film and less expensive. And that's kind of the point I'm getting to than it is to go out to the theater to see something.
Right.
And so I thought to myself that if they're going to release these movies out on VOD, like let's say a Fast and Furious movie, something that's guaranteed to make $1 billion, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to see that type of return on VOD because you're moving from per unit to per household, as opposed to a single ticket. You're now entertaining perhaps 4 to 6 people with one purchase. So there had to be some sort of premium. So that either means they go to VOD and these movies can cost like $80, $90 to rent, you know what I mean, per household.
Right, like how Mulan was like $30.
Was $30 on top of a subscription service to Disney Plus that you had to buy a year out.
Right.
So they had to find different ways to monetize this. What's interesting about this move is that there is no premium attached. The way this works is as long as you have an HBO Max account, you have access to that movie the day that it comes out. And if you want to go see it in the theater, you have the right to go do that too. I think this is a smart move, first of all, because these movies are losing them money, hundreds of millions of dollars. Like that James Bond movie, Ger, I know that you brought this up before.
Yeah.
James Bond, No Time to Die, 007. I don't know. It so far has cost MGM $600 million just having that movie sit around. They tried to sell it to Netflix for $600 million. Netflix didn't want it for that price tag. So, you know, these studios are at this point are just trying to like make a return on their investment. You know what I mean? Like just trying to break even and stay afloat. Yeah. So, excuse me.
Because
sorry, go ahead.
Well, the thing is too, is just like, it also makes sense where it's just like, it is, you know, the clock is ticking to where in order for them to even start producing more films, they can't just keep throwing money at potential new IPs or new movies and stuff like that. And then, you know, they have these producers that have put money into it. These studios, they don't want to start a new project in, you know, probably the risk of it being put on the shelf or being delayed as well. So in terms of just like whatever that they have done at this point, you know, they just got to make sure that there is some possibility of a return somewhat, so that there's some justification for them to, like, I don't know, make the next James Bond movie or whatever, you know?
Right. And you got to imagine that movies are going to cost even more money now to make because all the COVID precautions, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So, the other thing that I did want to say about this was that it's a bold, first of all, it's a bold strategy, right? We all agree it's a move to do day and date. And we thought Wonder Woman was going to be the guinea pig. Obviously, AMC has a big issue with this. Regal Cinemas, what was it? The other one, Cineworld. Cinemark. Either way, those two holding groups took a 13 and 14% hit in their stock price when this was announced. That's a lot.
Yeah, especially when you're talking that amount of money that they're moving around.
So I think the other reason why they did this was two things. One, they have this streaming service that was launched, has virtually no content on it. And on top of that, it didn't work with half of the devices on the market. The two biggest devices for streaming are Roku and Amazon, and there was no native support when it was released. So you didn't even have people checking out any sort of free trials.
That's a big hit. Yeah.
So
that's bad.
You have this streaming service that is shitty rollout and doesn't have a lot of content. But you also have this slate of newly created content that you can't release in its normal distribution to its fullest potential. So what was their play here? What else was their play?
Yeah.
Now, I've seen some conflicting reports on Twitter from different people saying things like, this is not a 1-year plan. This is their plan. They're looking to circumvent the theaters, which, you know what? Hey, listen, if this goes well for them, I don't see why they wouldn't continue going forward. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Releasing films this way.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is that, to put the pieces in place for this type of plan to roll out, had to have been lightning fast. You know what I mean? Like, the decision had to be made. Like, this was like an emergency knee jerk. Like, we can't, it seemed like, Tenet was supposed to be what, $1 billion, $1.5 billion, maybe, you know what I mean? Under normal circumstances.
Right.
So, that movie didn't even break like 800 million at the box office. You know what I mean? So what are they going to do? What else are they going to do? Now, what's interesting about this is that, judging by how this does, perhaps Disney Plus starts getting new movies, starts getting Marvel movies. I know Marvel says they're not interested in doing that, but I don't believe so.
Right. I mean, here's the thing too, right? Where I feel like, what else is the option besides, yes, they're losing money, but also, I guess because they're such huge corporations, let's look at it plainly at the end of the day, right? Whereas they're still corporations, they need to make money, but also it's like, maybe there's pressure for them to, be the ones who do the right thing in terms of they can't force people to go to the movie theaters, like physical movie theaters, even though they need that money, let's say, right? But, they would look even worse if they're like, no, we are going to just release King Kong, Godzilla versus King Kong in theaters. We're going to release James Bond in theaters. We're going to do it December, right? Go out and stuff like that. And they're going to look like the bad guys, So it's kind of like a twofer, right? Where they're still going to be able, hopefully, to get some money back on the return. And they look like they're doing their due diligence as studios that it's okay. You could be at home and enjoy these movies, this big blockbuster hits, instead of going to the theater, just stay at home, be safe and whatever. So I don't know. This is the new wave. This is literally how we're going to watch movies now, regardless.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I mean, look, I don't mind working from home and going to the movies from home. This means that on Thursdays when movies comes out, I simply stand up from here. I stop at the kitchen and I grab some snacks, and then I head down to the basement and I watch whatever new release is on my 70-inch OLED with surround sound. And I have nobody kicking my seat. The floor isn't sticky. It doesn't smell like somebody took a shit. Nobody's phone's going off. It sounds good to me. I don't know. How do you guys feel about this?
Yeah, the only thing you're missing is just the AMC stubs. Thank you in the beginning. So, Jer, if you can make him one of those, a personalized one. Welcome to Liz's basement, and a special thanks to you, Patrick.
That's a good one.
That's the only thing.
You guys over for movie night, and when that plays,
Watch
I'm gonna
this.
go. That's me.
That's the only thing you're missing at this point.
But
and the oil butter too.
Oh, true. Imagine I get one of those
hooked up to your sink in the bathroom.
Myself with
That'd be
it.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. What was his name? Chef Boyard, dumbass. Oh, damn.
I think that was Chris Tucker.
Oh damn! All right, it's time for a new segment. Isn't it fun to have a new segment? You know what the best is? When we have any sort of news that's out of context, we just make a new segment around it.
There you go.
Oh, it's wonderful. Keeps us on our toes, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This week, our new segment is. Oh wait, we're founding a new segment this week called Jared Leto Watch. So I'm just saying, I changed my address legally, so they can't send any sort of documentation here that would make us liably legal for anything we can do or say.
Yeah, how can they serve you if they can't even find you?
I just need to stop right there. We need to TM that liably legalable.
Liably legalable.
Liably legalable.
You guys make me sound like a polo. All right, anyway. Liably legalable.
Yeah, Look, I was going to say real quick, I'm still on a watch list by these movie studios because I'm still torrenting movies in 2020, okay? And for some reason, on my 5th attempt to download Men in Black 3, they still figured out how to catch me. So,
dude, you could have just asked me for a copy.
I know. I have. That's the thing.
I mean, Nick was
you
in
keep
that
leaving me
movie.
on
He's
scene.
got, like that.
My claim to fame.
Yeah.
So, this week on our first iteration of Jared Leto Watch.
Liably legalable.
Liably legal. This week on Jared Leto's Watch. So apparently we got this covered, which everything that comes from We Got This Covered is straight up. We have to, like, dude, log on to this website. It's nothing but fucking ads everywhere. They sold half the page. Okay, there's no way this could be information. It's all clickbait. Either way, though, apparently, Disney is looking for another stab at Tron. So I don't really fuck with Tron. However, apparently they're gonna sign up Jared Leto to be in it. This article really doesn't say too much of note.
Let's go.
Is he like totally in?
If it's on the internet, it's true. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, it says right here. I see a picture of him in a tank top, and he's ripped. And
that's probably what it's for.
Jared
yeah.
Leto is getting ripped for his new Tron movie. You know, even
Couldn't
though
be
in
anything
Tron,
else.
yeah, it couldn't be anything else.
Mm-mm.
He doesn't, he's not keeping in shape because he's a cult leader or anything like that. It's just he's just preparing for his new role. Even though freaking Tron, everybody in that universe wears like spandex suits or whatever, so it like gets covered anyway. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah, the movie's 98% CGI. So.
That's true.
It's true, and they also de-aged Jeff Bridges the worst way you possibly could in the last one.
Right.
Dude.
Did they use that
Actually,
same?
somebody just did a deep fake of that recently. They
I was about
redid
to
it.
say that.
Really?
Yeah,
Porter, guys.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It was so good. The deep fake. Oh my god. Yeah.
Is that the same thing they did in the Scorsese movie? That came
The
out last
Irishman?
year? Yeah.
No, dude, they did. I don't even know what they did. It wasn't a deep fake.
They just took Robert De Niro's face and just stretched it out. So there was no wrinkles.
That's what it did. He looked all smooth and shiny, and I didn't like it.
But they also gave Robert De Niro like cataracts. I don't know, like it's just like his eyes are so like white. I don't know. That makes him younger. I don't know. That doesn't.
There's also like this one scene in that movie. You guys have seen The Irishman, right?
I saw bits, not the whole thing. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spoil it.
So,
Oh yeah. No spoilers.
in one of the scenes, he's supposed to be like in his 40s at that point. And he goes to kick the guy's ass who like touched he did something, right? He pissed him off. And you see him, it's like a one like shot, like a stagnant shot, like follows him up, and you just see him walk into the store and you hear, "You motherfucker," like all this going back and forth. And you see 70-year-old Robert De Niro with a walk behind some guy he supposedly threw through a window. And when he comes out to fight the guy, right? there is just no power in those punches or kicks. And you can see when Robert De Niro's trying to kick him, right?
Yeah.
He's like having to hold his balance up.
His equilibrium's
he
off
looks
a little bit.
Like this, and
old.
tries...
He looks so old.
No, but that other scene too, and no spoiler or anything like that, but Joe Pesci calls Robert De Niro kid. And it's just like, these are two really old guys.
Yeah.
Just like, what?
It's like, yeah, well, how old are you then? Like,
Yeah. It's so
104? Like,
oh man.
but yeah, that movie's great.
Yeah. For the
All right.
entertainment. Yeah.
What are you drinking there, Joe? What do you got? What do you got in the glass?
Arnie Palmy, you know how it goes.
I honestly thought you were gonna say something like whiskey.
No. Even classier. You guys know why is it always Arizona Light Arnold Palmer? I never understood that. Just give us the OG flavor.
Yeah.
It's always
there-
like some. I don't think so.
Is there non-light?
Yeah, there's a regular Arizona iced tea flavor.
Yeah, the
No,
original
for-
one with the
No, for
original
Arnold,
11 spices, right? Or something?
yeah, no, for
Spices. I
Arnold
don't
Palmer
know. I haven't
specifically.
had
though.
one. I haven't
Look
had
up.
one in like literally, probably since before college. It was nothing but sugar. I remember.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, but that type of sugar that they put in there gives you like some
Nah,
sort
bro,
of
I'm
power.
on to G0. I'm on to zero sugar-free Gatorade. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, so look up Arizona iced tea, Arnold Palmer, and the only thing you see is light. That's the only thing that comes up.
Mm.
So like, where's the regular
I just
Arnold Palmer?
I found a thread that says it does exist.
It does?
There is a
Okay.
non-light one, but you're right. I've only ever seen the light version.
Oh.
Let's get some for the show.
You should.
Yeah.
BJ's
Can
is
we
selling
get
it in cans. It looks like.
Can we get sponsored?
I don't see why not.
I mean,
oh,
we could.
No, the only
It's
thing
just,
you
are
can
they gonna
find.
make any money off of us?
Only thing you could find is
No.
just the mix.
Well, we'll tell them it like to make a donation or something. You know.
We'll have Dan
Not sponsors,
Kilkenny
but-
just buy Arnold Palmer. That's what they'll get.
Yes.
Huh. Yeah,
All
this
right.
is a little scary here.
So, tonight's main topic. Bump it dun 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 dun. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yay! All right. So, Jer and I played the game. And Jer, you put how many hours in? Like 40 something?
At this point, I'm at 47. 47.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have 31 hours. And obviously, I don't think I mean, the game's been out for a few weeks already. And we're just going to get right into it. I don't think there's anything I could possibly spoil, and that's part of my review. Jer and I have had vastly different experiences with Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Like, two totally different, holy shit type of experiences. So Jer has actually had a pretty positive experience. So I kind of want to hear from you first about let's just start with the presentation overall, and then I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Okay. Well, so far in terms of my experience with Valhalla, I think it's a beautiful game. I mean, the scenery of it first of all, it takes place in Norway, and then you transition over to England. Like I think it's like the 800s, right? I don't know the exact year, but it's like the 800s. And then you can switch between the two, but England is like the main thing that you stay at, and you can go through all the different kingdoms. There's like snowy areas, there's some like beautiful foresty places or whatever, but it's beautiful. I think it's gorgeous. The light rays that the sun makes in the game, it's chef kiss, you know. And then the progression of the story is really cool. You know, I don't know, like I generally enjoy the game, although with Odyssey, the last iteration of Assassin's Creed, there is some sort of charm with it because it's like ancient Greece and stuff like that. But in terms of like the game overall, super positive. You know, I'm not gonna go into like spoiler territory yet, or maybe not the show because of, you know, Pat's case. But I mean, I really thoroughly enjoy this game. I really do.
I'm glad because I have had the worst fucking experience I've ever had with a Ubisoft video game. I have never been so disappointed by the incompetence of a developer in my whole life. First of all, let me just say something. Ger and I are both looking at this from the perspective of we both think Odyssey was a masterpiece. I think as far as RPG games go, I haven't played The Witcher 3 yet. I'm going to wait for the next gen version to play that. But I'm pretty sure that Odyssey is one of the best RPGs of all time, in my opinion. Just the amount of exploration you can do and the amount of gameplay and the scenery and I don't need to get into it, but I just like it a lot. So coming from that to this, already my expectations were not going to be met. But never did I think it would stoop to be this low. So I'll just walk you through my experience real quick with the presentation. I got this game the day it launched for PC. I signed in. I signed in. It was the most broken mess of a game I've ever played in my life. So I have a 9th generation i7 9700K and a 1080 Ti. I have more than enough juice to run that game, and I couldn't even get a stable 30 FPS with a 1080 Ti, which is absolutely insane. And I'm not the only person who's had this issue. So after 45 minutes of playing it, I was literally like, wow, fuck this and Ubisoft, and I put it down. So then a couple days later, I got the PS5, and then probably like the day or two before Thanksgiving, I bought the game because I wanted to play it. What I did appreciate was that there's cloud saves between platforms now. So I just picked up 45 minutes in where I left off last time. And then I went and put a bunch of hours in, and I can tell you this. I would have loved to have finished the story. However, I'm glitched on a mission, and in the middle of it never changes the objective. I've tried every which way to fix it. I even thought, what if I download the PS4 version of the game? Because you get that when you buy the PS5 version.
Right.
Download that. If that version's not as broken, I'll just play through that mission on PS4 and then jump back over to PS5 so I get all the textures and upgrades and stuff.
Right.
That
because
didn't
of
work
the cloud
either.
saves and stuff, yeah.
That didn't work either. That didn't work between PS4, PS5, and my computer and my PC. So I didn't get to finish the story, but I just did nothing but raids and side missions and synchronization points. I unlocked the whole map. Like I said, I did a bunch of raids. I've upgraded my settlement a shit ton, and I just can't literally get past the defensive measures mission in Asgard because it's glitched. So either way, I think the presentation is abysmal. I wish I could say the game looks good because I really don't even know how the fuck the game looks because I can't put it on my PC versus one of my consoles. Without it stuttering and crying this and that and everything. But yeah, it's fucking annoying and I hate it. And I'm mad I paid $60 for this shit. And I wish I could play the game because Ger is like power level like what, 200 something?
Yeah, I just checked before I opened up the game before we went live just so I could make sure. I'm at 287.
And I'm only 10 hours behind you. And I'm only at like 87 or like 88. It's like,
no,
what's going on?
I did a lot of grinding, and then I pretty much like, I didn't want to say like I sped run, like I did a speed run of like the missions or anything like that, but I just did like, okay, at the moment I ranked up all my gear that I had at the time, and then just like I blazed through the missions like super fast. So, yeah, the only problem that I had in the game was like there's this audio glitch where it would be either out of sync with the actual audio and then like the visuals or like when people are talking, or there was like a delay if there was audio. And then I saw the fix online. You're just like, oh, you just have to like turn on the subtitles or whatever, like English to another language and switch it to English again. And then I did that and I was like, oh, everything's fine. You know, the only thing that I do have that's very similar to your experience was when we do the synchronization points, you know, the birds. The the flying PNGs of like birds.
So to save on performance, obviously they cut corners, and the birds at the top of the synchronization points, their wings don't bend. Like, so they literally look like 240 PNGs just breaking into place.
It's so funny. But other than that, it's just like, I feel like what I really like about the game too, though, and I'm sorry to put a downer on your experience because like you had such a negative experience. Like anytime that I, have some time, like some free time, I just hop in, no problems whatsoever, and then I go through like the story as much as I can. And what I do like about this game compared to Odyssey, though, is like the fast travel is super fast. I don't know what the deal is. It's like usually like 10 seconds or something like that in Valhalla. And also like, how you're able to progress, join like other kingdoms to your cause or like to your clan. The way that they're able to, like, even though whatever order that you decide to do them in, it still has like this cohesive like story of progression. So it's just like, regardless, like, oh well, I want to start with like the really tough kingdom or like start with the easy, or it doesn't matter. For some reason, like all the dialogue and all like the story and the characters that you come across, they're just like merged together in this like one storyline, which is like actually pretty impressive. So I give them props for that. But
I wouldn't know because
right? But here's the thing though, and I hope this doesn't put, hopefully your game does get fixed, because I really don't know like why. Yeah. But where it's like the Isu, right? Like the people before the time, and like this like higher civilization of like technology and whatever. That storyline in Odyssey though is much stronger, and I like the story better with that than Valhalla, although it's still good in this game. So I don't know. I think it's because in ancient Greece you have all this type of mythology and like all these stories that you've always heard, through movies and whatever, and it seemed a lot cooler and more epic in Odyssey. So.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's up to preference. So actually, let's talk about the momentum on gameplay, though.
Okay.
So a couple things that I just felt that were unnecessary changes from Odyssey, like changes for the sake of changes as opposed to the sake of optimization, was first of all the ability. The abilities are no longer tied to level. The abilities are, abilities are no longer tied to level and a skill tree that you unlock with skill points. The abilities are now tied to unlockables in the world.
Yeah, like books of knowledge
to learn abilities. The actual skills are in constellations in the sky that you actually can't see what you're unlocking until finally you get to that section. So
yeah,
it's
that's
like
annoying.
you have to build out this pet character that you don't know what skill tree you're unlocking. Yeah. That is so annoying. Dude, the mission structure is like the same for like almost every side mission. A lot of it
for the
like,
side missions,
kill that, go here, pick up this, go, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Exploration is fun, except for the fact that after a while, things just show up on the map after you've spent a lot of time in a certain area as opposed to actually finding it. The ship gameplay is like riverboats. It's only just transports you where you want to go with your raiding crew, which we'll get to in a second. But that's so scaled back from other Assassin's Creed ship combat sections that have since become part of the game since Assassin's Creed 3 that I felt like this was put in here because it was obligatory as opposed to it would make the experience better or more immersive, which it does not. Yeah. And then the final thing is the raids. So the raids are fun, and I do enjoy raiding Christian monasteries. However, just a small part of me thinks that maybe it's a little bit too PG compared to what I should be getting in a game about Vikings.
Listen, the Vikings were a misunderstood crowd, man. They just this is
You're
historically accurate, bro.
Well,
no, like
okay,
the raids
so
are fun. The raids are fun though, yeah.
The raids are fun, but I also kind of feel like stealth is more optional in this game than any other Assassin's Creed game because of the fact that you're a Viking. You're a warrior by nature, you know?
Right.
Like, so you can kind of take on plenty of people at one time. Like, I never had an instance where I wasn't confident in my skills or my weaponry, which actually brings me to my next point, the weaponry. So in Odyssey, you were unlocking gear, every single time you raided a camp, you got a new piece of gear. This game, I think, I can't believe I'm looking at that right now.
Yes.
This game, you just threw me off.
Sorry.
All the gear. Once you get it, that's it. You have it, and now you just have to upgrade it completely and all the time.
Yeah.
So then you can use to raid monasteries with your lieutenants, who you can create at your village, and customize your boat and X, Y, and Z. And upgrading your settlement's fun, and it does give you some small, slight buffs, like to your raiding crew.
Yeah,
if you have a feast, as well as if you build up all the I can't remember what the farms and everything, so you can feed your men, so you can create. So you get basically buffs to your raiders, but it's nothing monumental. Same thing with the skill tree. They're just buffs. They're not skills. They're just like 0.5 damage here, point damage defense. Same thing with the runes. It doesn't feel like I'm doing a certain type of character build. It just feels like I'm going through the motions and unlocking stuff. So whereas I feel Assassin's Creed Odyssey was inspired to be better than Origins, I feel like Assassin's Creed Valhalla was inspired just to get us to next gen. Just to say there's a game on the platform. Because there was 2 years development time for Origins and 2 years development time for Odyssey, and then 2 years development time for this game. How come this game feels longer, yet somehow has less substance? And how is this game, even though Odyssey was broken when it came out too, it had horrible optimization. How does that game have optimization issues, but yet still somehow this next gen model, I can't even finish the campaign because it's glitched, and I'm not the only person who can't. I don't know. I feel like it's a big step backwards, regardless of the moments of glee that are within.
Well, I mean, hopefully that, soon there's a fix for your game, because I understand what you're saying at the point that you're at right now, because you can't really play the game fully. But in terms of just like, there are certain dynamics to where, like, they've just released an update where you could steal. Like, there's certain keys that you can get to unlocking certain doors, but you could sneak and try to steal a key from a guard. And I love that dynamic.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ger?
All stealthy and stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah. What's
You
up?
good?
Hello?
Oh, he's good. He's back.
We're
He's
good, we're
back.
good.
He's
Oh.
back.
Woo.
We lost you for a second.
Scary.
So what were you saying?
I was
You're
just
going off
talking.
like Karen for a second. So
Oh, got you. No. Can't. All right. Well, I hope you're. Wait, where did you leave me off? Where did you hear me
I didn't
last?
do anything.
Okay. So what I was saying was, I hope your game gets fixed, because the thing is, I totally understand where you're coming from in terms of, the state of the game that you have right now. But, there's certain game mechanics where they had in the original games where I love that it's here now. So for example, in Odyssey, you couldn't steal from guards or something like that. So if there's
right.
So if there's mission stuff that for example, certain doors are unlocked and you have to find a way. It's like a mini puzzle on how to unlock it, and you could either steal the key from a high level guard, or you find little cracks or in the building and like make your way up or something like that. So I kind of like that kind of aspect. And the thing is, I feel like yes, it's very badly optimized. Granted, I just happen to be like one of those lucky people who have a really
who has a
good
3090 Ti and can power through all the terrible optimization. Yeah, we know.
But here's the thing though, like I also have like i7 from like 2017, so it's like still. But either way, I do hope that once there's a fix for your game, come back and play it again, because there are some really good aspects of it.
Yeah, I'd like to finish it for sure, because I'm a completionist type. I like to 100% the open world games. However, I have since moved on to Demon's Souls for PlayStation 5.
And then Cyberpunk is coming.
Cyberpunk is coming on Thursday, baby.
Yeah, we get it early. We get it on the 9th.
Dude, that Phoenix Rising game, Immortals Phoenix Rising, apparently is Ubisoft's best game that they've put out in a very long time, and I haven't even touched it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Apparently it's better than the 2 other open world games that they put out. But yeah, man, that's I will come back, but it's not like I'm gonna come back with Odyssey with the DLC where I'm gonna be mad hyped. I want to play Origins too. I downloaded Origins, so I'm gonna play that as well.
Yeah, that should be a good game too. Yeah.
And then maybe I'll do that. I don't know.
And we'll do Unity as well.
I like. But yeah. Either way though, now Joe, play the song, baby.
Oh yeah, it's the clip of the week. Oh, it's the clip of the week. It's the clip of the week.
All right, let's hope this works. Transition. Let's make sure this works. I like this clip. I think it's the best way to handle being arrested. All right, let me do a screen share. My bad. All right, there we go. We're all good.
All right, let's see it.
All right.
Okay. Where was this?
So,
this is definitely
maybe Serbia. I'm trying to figure out, is that a bag over his head? They put a potato sack over his head?
I think so, man.
I don't know.
Dude, the best part about this is that, like, you think getting dragged out by 4 cops, hammered in handcuffs, is bad enough, but then you got to throw like singing R. Kelly tunes, like in 2020.
What I feel bad though about the cops though is just that they had such a long freaking walk. I don't know where they got him from, but they didn't even like.
Yeah.
They don't have like, I don't know, like a small go-kart to like grab the guy, but like no, they gotta like carry him all the way.
Make a good point. That guy's shirt says cadet on it. This is training.
Oh, what?
Oh, really?
Gotta get
catch.
Wait.
Hold on, wait. Let me go back. Yeah, hold on. Let me transition.
Oh, Jared, are you trying to see the cadet symbol?
That's...
It's in 2042.
Yeah, right there. You see it? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You believe that? Yeah, you do. Well, I believed you were living on a fucking submarine, so go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah, Jer, address this right now for the 15 people that know about it.
All right.
I like to keep the magic alive.
This is how we'll end on a high note here.
Such bullshit.
Oh man.
Like, there's no way. There's no fucking way you read that. We're like, yeah, pass right. Okay, yeah. So, bro, I control too. All right. Caught.
Go on.
Oh boy.
Go on, Jer. Tell everyone. Jer, tell the story.
What?
Tell the story.
Oh no, I don't want to.
You
This
had
is
us worried for a
terrible.
You
month.
have to. You
There's too much
fucking
build
have
up.
to.
You have to tell.
You
it.
have
Oh
to.
God! All right, fine. Okay, so when did this happen?
Look
again?
right at the camera too.
Look right at the camera.
This is your notes app apology right here.
All right, so
Can you look a little nervous too when you say?
no. Okay, wait. I just need the time. Do you remember around
November
the
3rd.
time where I actually said it?
November
is it?
3rd.
November 3rd. Okay, so November 3rd. All right, a day or two prior November 3rd, I had heard wind of me possibly getting a 3090 card. And I was just like, oh, super excited.
What,
and
did you go to
only
a
person-
fortune teller? How did you hear word of you getting?
No, I'm just, you know the story, bro. You already know. But here's the thing. So I'm explaining it to the people, guys. All right. So, so I found out that I could possibly be getting like the 3090, right? And the only people that knew was Ken and our buddy Sean. And I was like, okay, I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm gonna keep it on the DL and just like, I don't know, I won't tell anybody about it because I believe in jinxing things. So the next time, I don't know what we were playing, but we were on Discord and we were playing, and then all of a sudden, it's like I told Ken, it's like, Ken, it's happening. I think it's happening, bro. And it's like, oh, this is big stuff. And then Pat asks, like, wait, what's happening? What's going on? And then for some reason, I decided to just say, oh, I was talking to Sean and like, I'm going to be possibly working in a submarine as a janitor. And I said it in the most straight face as possible.
You
And
lied to me. Yeah, you lied to me.
And then Pat was
It's
like,
called lying.
really? Is that really what's gonna happen? And then like I just ended it right there. I didn't say anything else because I didn't want to talk about my 3090 that I possibly couldn't have gotten or could get. I don't know.
I was like, that's fucking crazy. I mean, I should have knew you were bullshitting at that one part where Sam was like, how you gonna play games on the submarine? And you were like, apparently they got really good Wi-Fi.
Yeah. But and after that night, that was it. I didn't say anything else. I didn't even think like people even remembered what I said. And then all of a sudden I hear this, that you guys were talking about this. And just like really worried.
Oh, yeah.
And then
We
there
had
was,
to
It was a
know,
game
like
of
I said,
telephone.
I had talked to my mother about this.
Yeah. Pat called me,
Bro,
and then I told
like,
5 people, and then I had 3 conversations about it with my mom over the course of a month. Been like,
Bro.
Jer's working. Like, what? This doesn't.
I
Why
like
is he doing
had
this?
business conversations with other people. Like, hey, like my co-host might actually be dipping
To go on a
What's
submarine.
gonna happen? However, if he's gone, do you want to like come do the podcast for a couple episodes? And like, you only have to do like as many as you want. We'll figure out what days, but maybe we just need somebody else there. And then,
See,
yeah,
the
like I had
craziest-
those conversations with people.
See, the craziest thing was that I didn't even know it became a thing because like you guys never like talked to me about it like afterwards.
Well, I
Okay,
was
so
thinking
you,
that
like,
you were
brought
gonna
it up
tell
with
me about
us.
it. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I like paid it no mind. I totally even forgot about me telling that story or whatever.
See, Jared, this is why you tell the truth. Because when you tell the truth, it becomes a part of your past. When you tell the lie, it becomes a part of your
Yeah.
future.
I was saying we did a music video 2 weeks ago, just me and Jer. I'm just thinking like this will be the moment he finally like opens up and tells me that he's shipping off.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, we spent a whole day together. In the back of my mind, just like he's leaving. I don't know
This
when,
is
but
like
he's
when
leaving.
Jared came to my house to give me Nico, and we were hanging out for like 2 hours, and then he goes home, and I talked to Ken, and Ken was like, "Oh, did you wish Jared a happy birthday?" I was like, "No, what was am I supposed to?" And he just goes, "Yeah, it's his birthday." I go, "I was just with him for like 2 hours, and you didn't say anything. How old is he?" And he goes, "I think he's 28 today." I was like, "What the fuck?"
I don't talk much.
He's worse than you, Joe. He's worse than you when it comes to not saying anything.
Yeah, I believe everything he says.
Like
the
me,
best-
I'm a social butterfly.
That's the best
My
thing about
friends
Jerry.
care
He's
about my life.
you can't expect what's going to come out of his mouth. Even when we play Phasmophobia, like Jerry will be like, "I'm coming into the living room now," and he's holding a saw for some reason. Or he's throwing paint cans around in the corner of the room. Very unassuming.
Oh man.
What the fuck is that you have in your hand right now?
Well, okay, guys.
Holy shit! I cannot believe it's coming out of your mouth.
As a record, this because this is being filmed and everything. I sincerely apologize for
Better.
unintentionally trolling you guys. Okay, I
Seems
apologize.
pretty intentional.
Dude, I totally forgot that I even said that story until you guys like.
It's
Hey,
almost like you said it to cover your ass.
No,
and
hold
you
on.
just let it go.
I was nervous when I asked Wednesday night too. Like, we're about to hang up the call, I think. I was like, it's now or never.
Dude, and then and then you guys like just came to me. It was just like, yo, what's this thing about you and the submarine? And I was like, wait, what? Oh, it just came rushing back to me. Oh man, wow.
The best is when I found out it was all a troll. I really took a look at myself like, I'm a fucking asshole. I was like, I am so stupid. Like,
Well, guys, think of it this way too. I said like, I don't
but
know.
the other thing is, Jer, you didn't tell anyone you got a 3090 because when you sent me the video of that graphics card, it said 4090 Ti, and for like 3 weeks until Ken said that you had an LCD screen that you could change the title on, I walked around saying, "Wow, Jer really got a 4090 Ti." That's impressive. There only had to be like a handful of those made.
Oh man. Well, I just don't like saying a lot of stuff. That's the thing.
Like,
So you
Joe,
say a lot more stuff. Okay.
Joe, Ken told you that while we were building my PC in my dining room, and I didn't say shit because I didn't want to sound like an asshole. But in that moment when he told you, yeah, Jer has an LCD screen on his, I was like, oh shit. Like,
Somebody's calling me.
Oh
I had no
gosh.
fucking idea.
All right.
Wow.
All right, well, I think that does it. Hey,
That's it.
boys.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we put a lot of it out in the open and just air it out, So it just
All right. So
feels
more
good.
more of Jer in the upcoming year.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Oh, no, go ahead, Jer. Say what
No,
you
I
have
was
to
about to say I was about to say like I'm not going on a submarine, but there is an aircraft carrier that
Right.
that I might
Yeah,
luck.
this is like my trip to Japan.
Yeah. Good luck. You're
Oh,
getting
actually,
drafted.
I'm going with Elon Musk, and we're going to the moon,
Mhm.
guys.
Yep.
They need a janitor over there.
Wow.
So
You're the right
it's
fit.
a lot of dust up there. You
You're
know?
the
Wouldn't want
right
anyone
guy.
else.
You're the
Yep.
right guy for the job. All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for tuning into this week's episode of Nerd Shit Live. Week 12, boys. We officially made our first trimester. We're 12 weeks in.
There you go.
Woo!
So so I really wanted to get a pizza party for the week 12. But I guess
I think.
know.
All right. Hot take. We'll discuss this later. I shouldn't do this on air, but we should do next week's episode in the studio again.
Not when there's 6,000 brand new COVID cases a day.
No, we'll put plastic screens up in between.
I'll wear the T-Rex.
I'll
suit.
do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
So, oh shit. So, once again, if you like anything you can see here, you can just subscribe to this channel, or you can head over to our library, check out some old clips if you want. The audio version of this show is available on all major podcast networks. You can also check out our website, nerdshit.net. Keep
Yes.
fucking that. Nerdshit.net. Also, if you want to follow any of us, Instagram, Nick is at Nick McFly, Joe is at Joe Enright, Ger is at Gercondez, I'm at pnapz, and I'm on Twitch, twitch.tv/pnapz. I don't know, I barely stream, but whatever. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.